What's going on, y'all? This is Shane the House Guy, and today I'll be showing you a couple different ways you can get into real estate with $0. And if you don't believe anybody, take it from me. I was able to be successful at doing it, so I'm not a gatekeeper. You know I'm gonna share the knowledge. And I'll take you through my first opportunity I was able to take advantage of in real estate with $0. Let's get into it. So I'll tell you a little bit about how I got my first opportunity. And I was in my store, one of my loan clients, he was a realtor at the time. I was asking him, man, how you get into real estate? And he said, man, I started doing this thing called wholesaling. I'm like, wholesaling? What the heck is wholesaling?
Yes, what is this?
And he explained it to me. And the crazy thing is, I had no idea what the heck he was talking about. It was like he was speaking French to me. So fast forward, he comes back in and he tells me how he closed the deal. I'm like, okay, is it the same exact thing you're talking about? He said, yes. He texted me a PDF version of a book. And this book was called, I'm not going to tell you. Wait till the end.
Nigga! Help me!
So I read through this book like I would naturally do. And at first I was very apprehensive because I was like, ain't no way nobody done made X amount of dollars off of paying no money in real estate.
Why you always lying?
The central belief is, you got to have $1 million to start in real estate. And anytime you seeing real estate investors, you always knew that they had the bag, so to say. They had a lot of money, and it was an attainable amount of money that I couldn't reach, or people of my demographic typically can't reach.
I'm broke as a joke.
So after I read this book, I say, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. So I know I said after I read this book, I did not get through the full book before I actually started implementing some of these strategies that were in this book. So one of the main things is called driving for dollars. Driving for dollars, you just drive around looking for houses that just need some work. I'm sure you heard we buy ugly houses. There's a reason why they're looking for ugly houses. They're basically investors that's looking to capitalize off of, unfortunately, people who may be going through hard times, and real estate happens to be one of the foundation attributes that people have and can get rid of for a lot of money, and typically money solves their problems. So when you see the We Buy Ugly Houses campaign, just know it's a bunch of real estate investors that's buying the hood and renovating it and renting it right back to the hood at double, triple the price, just to be real.
My nigga.
So driving for dollars, that's one. Also, you can look at county auctions, city auctions. And what that does is that shows the people that's behind on the taxes. It shows the people who have been in foreclosure, who just can't make the payments. And, their mortgage company decides that they're just going to auction off the house to get some of the money back. These are great opportunities as well. Just the physical stuff, just driving by a house and you see a house that has tall grass, just need maintenance, just an ugly house, just vacant houses as well, trap houses that nobody live in. But also you can look for just lots of land. So that's just a few ways. Now, let me take you through my first deal. So I was halfway through, or probably a third of the way through, reading this book that, my buddy gave me. And I just started doing the driving for dollars. I was just driving around and I saw this particular house, and, it met the criteria, what the book said. It met the criteria. So I said, all right, I'll jot the address down. So I just drove around looking for, I got probably 15, 20 addresses. So then after getting the addresses, well, you have to find out who lives at that address, right? So it's called skip tracing. You find out who lives there, which is a very simple thing to do. You could just go to your property appraiser site, but you could just go on any local appraiser site, whether you're in Highlands County, Citrus, wherever the heck you're at, Miami-Dade. Every county has their property appraiser where you can find the owner of that property. So now after you find the owner of that property, you have to find a way to get in contact with them. So the way I chose to get in contact with this individual was a piece of mail. What I did was, I learned some stuff on YouTube, how to write a letter. So I wrote a letter, literally wrote a letter, period. And I didn't just write a letter to this particular address. I wrote it to everybody that was on that list, everybody that was on the list from my driving for dollars list. So, long story short, I got a phone call. We negotiated, and mind you, this is my first time. I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I've been, a business owner for 14 years. I've been, talking to people all my life. So, I just know how to build a certain type of rapport with different type of people. So I just started talking to her. She told me her problems, told me how situation happened with her renovation and how it's, why it's so slow because, she had ran out of money. And, I thought I was in a position where I could help. So I offered help. But mind you, I really didn't know what the heck I was doing. Remember, I didn't read this. I didn't read the book yet. This book is not done yet. No, in no way, shape, or form is this book done. I'm probably just a quarter of the way through, but I'm just implementing what I've learned thus far. And so she said, yeah, you'll be able to help me, blah, 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 if I was able to sell it for this amount. So long story short, we came up with an amount. She said, I think I'll take like, $82,000 for it. I say, all right, 82,000. All right, let's write up a contract. That's what this book said. This book said, write up a contract. I wrote a contract that I'll buy this lady house for $82,000. Where the heck I'm gonna get this $82,000 from? I ain't got it.
Nigga!
Then at that point, what I'm doing is I'm just doing so later on in the book, it talks about how to find a cash buyer. So I'm out looking, searching, and I'm like, all right, I'm going through what the book says. Now I'm probably halfway through because I really got to get on the board now because I got a 15-day inspection, 30-day close. I got to make this thing happen now. And mind you, I'm doing everything that the book said. I'm just literally going through the book piece by piece. So we fast forward. Now I got to find what you call a cash buyer or an investor or, just basically anybody that wants to capitalize on this opportunity. So I got a few different offers and, hey, I'll buy it for, this amount, that amount, this amount. And then I had one buyer who I still work with today. He said, I'll buy it at this amount. I say, if you'll write me a contract that you'll buy it for this amount, I will sell it to you, so to say. So he came, looked at the place and, long story short, he approved of it and he had a contract. So he wrote his contract for, I think it was 80. Yeah, it had to be 87,000. Let me just, so what I'm about to do now, I'm actually about to look at the actual. All right. So while it's taking long, so I'm pretty sure it was like 87,000. So if I have it under contract at 82,000 and this buyer say he's going to buy it for 7,000, let's just do 87,000. Let's just do some math. If you take 87 and you subtract 82, what number do you come up with? You come up with 5,000, right? Let me see. Yep. This is the date. That was my first deal, my first date, right? My first deal. This is my date. This is the date. And this is the amount that it was sold for, 87,000. And I had it on the contract for 82. So that was, an easy 5,000. So, the 5,000 at that time, it's not a lot of money at all. But I think the most important thing at that point was I have proof of concept. Now I know that everything in this book is real. So guess what happened? I never looked back. So I started implementing other strategies. So, that just talked about the driving for dollars, but there's many other ones. There's probate, there's foreclosure, pre-foreclosure, the auctions, the tax liens, the tax deeds, the list goes on. The code enforcement list, the water shutoff that we covered taxes as well. So in short, if you wanted to start in real estate with $0 out of your pocket, I would do what this book said to do. Get in your car. Well, actually, before you go to work, before you wake up Monday through Friday and you go to work, if you leave at 8 o'clock, do me a favor, leave at 7:45. Take an alternate route to work and look for these distressed properties. Look for ugly houses that have grass up to the sky, houses that's boarded up. So leave about 15 minutes early each day and just look for these houses. When you look for these houses, when you find them, jot the addresses down and you can do everything that I just told you to do. If you're in Polk County, it's called polkpa.org. You'll be able to search on there, find the owners of these properties, then reach out to them. And that would be one way to get into real estate with $0 down.